Sorry, I'm trying to get it, the link to go on YouTube. It's not working right. Oh, dude, it's like, oh, that's the wrong damn camera. Why is it on that camera? Huh. There we go.
SPY finally gonna rip back up to the 380, 390 maybe, or is it gonna get rejected by the upper trend line again?
So we're gonna kind of go over that part here and what I think here. Let's see if we can get everyone in here.
You look at the strike prices already?
Yeah. Do you look at those live?
Sometimes, but I wasn't gonna trade SPY today, so I didn't today. I don't like Fridays on SPY.
It's a little bit hard. It's a little rough. Like, honestly, I think that to trade the SPY is a little bit better like at the end of the day on Friday.
Yeah.
Because everyone's trying to, make sure that they're not holding and caught with the bag at the end of the day. So we get some pretty nice moves.
And the end of the day on Friday, I'm usually nowhere near my computer.
Oh, are you? Well, are you? Oh, you don't drink, huh? You don't do any of that.
Drink, but I don't like. I hate sitting here all day. Nothing makes
Yeah.
me more depressed than sitting here all day. So,
Well,
but,
I usually go to the gym and then come back, or you know what I mean?
yeah, I just don't, dude. I can't. After 10:30, 11, I just don't care if I miss plays. I'd rather be out doing whatever, going to the flip or doing whatever. Just like if it's like the best setup ever, maybe I'll come back. But
I think we're good to go. What's up, guys? You guys here that are on the YouTube, I think we got it. So I hope hopefully everyone kind of migrates from the other one here. The other thing that says that there's like 20 some people on the other one. So we're using Zoom. I thought that so YouTube had this new feature, and the whole reason, like I told JJ to kind of do this, is because YouTube had a new feature where like you could stream together, but I guess it's more like a TikTok type vibe. Like you have to do it on your phone and you can't screen share and stuff. And I wanted to be able to screen share, and I don't know if JJ will screen share as much as I do, but we're running a little bit late. Yeah, I thought we're running a little bit later than we were. Oh, we are, but we'll go ahead and jump right in here and kind of go over in my chat room. I usually have like my stats and stuff that we go over every day in our pre-market game plan. We kind of start like around 8:30 Eastern, and so we just had job report come out, guys, and it was a little bit better than expected. I'm going to go ahead and log in here because it'll just put all the American stuff instead of everywhere, if it will log in. Anyways, so payrolls were better than expected here, guys. So that's why we got the pop-up that we did right now. So this is something, if you don't keep track of like the economic data reports and stuff, I know a lot of the small cap traders, I never did when I traded small caps. It doesn't really have much precedence when you're trading small caps. But this is good to kind of keep track of. There's, when we have spikes in pre-market and they're like, oh, why is the market popping? And you don't know why. It's probably some type of catalyst, economic data that got released. So that was better. That's why we got this pop here today. And JJ was talking about the SPY and what we're going right here. And so this is where I kind of come into the option chain for today. And right here at the 380, you could see that we have 25,000 stacked up on the put side, and then 13,000 right here on the call side. So a lot of people think of like, and I did the same way, right? So I was a product of other rooms where you traded flow and you kind of traded directionally with the way that the flow was going, right? Now I've kind of changed that inversely because they're these are just transactions, right? Just because they're calls that are being bought doesn't necessarily mean that it's bullish. There has to be someone to sell those calls in order for someone to buy them, right? So and the inverse end, usually it's the market maker or dealer that is selling them, and they have more money and a bigger narrative to fill than retail traders that they're filling. So uh it's kind of counterintuitive to think of it like that, but these are actually so you would think of this as like, okay, if you're buying 380 calls, it's going to break and go above it. No, the dealers want it to stay below because they want that premium to expire worthless if it stays underneath. Same thing right here is you're looking at 380, so around this 380 for it to be pinned, right? Our put wall is at the 370, and I'll go ahead and show you this. So these are our gamma levels, option levels that we give every day. I also go and if you guys on my page, I give oh, I turned it off. So I give option levels every day on my Twitter. So you guys could take a look. This I post it every day. This it has like a little note on what I think is going to happen for the day, and then option levels for you to be able to trade off of and look at as area of interest. And I give that for free every day. So also have them here in our chat room. So we have our large gamma at 390. We have our our bias or volatility trigger here at 380, and then put wall slid down to 370 actually last night. So we actually opened up the door for us to be able to move a little bit further down. But the thing is that we have this open interest here at 375, which should act as support. Now we're talking about this, well, me and JJ were talking about this move to the upside, right? That now we're kind of breaking out of this bigger kind of area that we have right here, right? And but the thing is if you come and you look at the open interest, the way that I'm reading this is that you have a ton of open interest that is super thick right here, right? So super thick with 3 C's. Where this is all actually resistance, right? All these market makers and dealers want the premium to stay below these strikes in order for this to expire worthless. So it's basically like swimming up, against the stream or swimming up current, right? The market doesn't want to go in the hardest direction that it can go. It wants to go in the easiest direction it could go. So for us to be able to make a move today, if you're, looking at this jobs report and we're going up, it's definitely possible, because if we start breaking like 385 and we stay above it, especially after the first hour or so, those market makers and dealers that sold those calls start to get bent and start to get fucked on it, and they have to start buying equity or futures in order to be able to offset and get to net zero on their delta of their position. So that it's almost like an option short squeeze, a gamma squeeze, right? You got to think of like kind of what happened at GameStop and AMC in a very like big scope of how that happened. But this is actually happening intraday as well now that we have everyday expiration on the SPY. So our plan for today is that if we get a pop at the open and we break down, then we're probably going to be pinned to this 380. Now, if we pop up and we stay strong with some volume by like around midday or so, we could keep on seeing that we have a really nice run to the upside, and we keep on going. And we're going to keep an eye on the ES for the 3900, 3895 right here for that kind of break. So that's kind of like my game plan. And then JJ, if you want to talk about your small caps, you said there's a few.
I mean, there's a bunch of stuff moving today. I'm watching SPRB because it's up so much, but I don't really love the daily chart. It doesn't really have really good levels to play off until like $5.20. And but it does have good gap stats. Close below over 100% of the time. License agreement for news. I'm gonna just play that one by ear. Watch the price action, see if it can push up towards $5. And then MGAM, I was hoping for it to pop back towards 220 or 240, but it's already selling off. But I'll keep watching that. It doesn't have the best gap stats, but I usually use the gap stats more than anything. I like gap stats and in the daily chart with resistance. I'm also watching MEGL to see if it can push back towards pre-market high. I don't just short while stocks are going up, guys. Just so you know, I look for key levels on the daily chart. I look at the gap stats, I look at the news, I write this all down in my little pre-market game plan, and I use a red flag system that shows me things that I don't like gap stats. Oh, 80% green mark. The gap's over 70% green mark. Institution ownerships over 50% red mark. The news is like super good, red mark. It's on SSR, red mark. And then I break it down like that before I look for locates and trades. If some stuff has too many red flags, I kick it off my thing. And then, yeah, that's how I do it. Then I mark out my levels and I wait for trigger at key levels. I tell everybody this. Everybody just likes to show while stocks are going up, and then all of a sudden they get smoked. I need a short trigger at a key level. A short trigger is a stuff candle, a trend line break and retest, or a fake breakout at a key level, or else I'm not going to trade it. Because that way there, I know exactly what my risk has to be. And that's just the safer way to trade. Scaling into stocks while they go up, it's how you take big losses. You lose your sight of your risk, and you just add to a loser, and then you get smoked. That's my personal opinion.
I think that's a good point. And I think, and I've also talked to like some other pretty successful traders on kind of the, like what you were saying, as far as like entry guidelines. And I wanted to make kind of like a rubric of entry guidelines, right? So like you basically assign different points of the trade points, right? So say like, kind of like what you said, right? Institutional ownership, SSR, say each of those is a point, right? And then say like one is technical setup, right? And so if you have something that is equal over 5 or 8 points, right, then it's an A plus setup. Because I see a lot of people that go ahead and like kind of say, oh, this was an A plus setup, but don't even know or have within their system what an A plus setup is actually, to have it actually defined. And I think if you're able to define like, okay, so if you're taking a trade and it's over 5 points, that's A plus, right? If it's over 3 points, but not, whatever, then that's maybe B, right? A B setup. Maybe you don't have the risk to reward ratio on it, and you're going to play it more as a scalp than a bigger trade. Then, and it's like 2 points, which is like a C setup or something, right? You're not going to hit it maybe with full size, just maybe quarter size, just for a quick scalp, right? And you have kind of criteria for your entry like that for like as a guideline and a rubric. I think that would help a lot of people out. And I haven't had time. I'm building a new app, guys, for us, but a system for entries like that, I think would definitely help out to know whether to take a trade or not, especially on the small caps, because there's a lot that goes into it, right?
Yeah. And look at how SPRB's trade. This is why I don't trade day one stocks in the pre-market. The only thing I trade in the pre-market is gap down, extended gap down. I try to get entry as close as I can to red to green. But this kind of stuff, you get FOMO. You think you're going to miss the trade because it's up 100%, and then you get smoked in the pre-market. Your stops don't work, and you're screwed.
Mm-hmm.
This thing literally has no resistance until $5.20. It might stop at 417 for a little, maybe, because there's a pivot there, but I think it's going to make a lower high or come close to $5 at least, or maybe even 520. But I'll wait for my trigger at key level. There's no key level. There's no short. That's it. If it doesn't get to my levels, I don't care.
There's been a couple times like that, because especially within the last 2 weeks here on the SPY. Mostly what I trade here, guys, is SPX SPY. And we'll kind of talk about this stuff here in a little bit, since if you guys didn't know, me and JJ are kind of similar like trading stories. We have kind of the same backgrounds from the same mentors and everything, and it's kind of weird how we kind of went, we're kind of same but different paths. But every time we got below 380 down here, we got these pop-ups, right? And now the thought that I was trying to put to what you were saying. Oh, so there's a couple of times at the open where I said, okay, like if it gets below, if it gets to our levels down here, I'll go ahead and go long. And then I would start early, obviously take a paper cut, like stop out. And then once it got down here, they were the most beautiful freaking trades that would run up for 3, 4, 5 points on the SPY, 30, 40 points on the SPX. And if I would have just been patient, they would be absolutely awesome. And I think that's such a big thing, is that, if you have your level set and absolutely that's where the liquidity is, then that's you got to wait for those levels. And if not, there's always another trade, dude. So
yep, for sure. I always look at it like too, when like say like SPY. I mean, SPY is pretty much, it had that big drop in the daily chart looks like it wants to go down based on the EMAs and the downtrend, but it's so far it got a little extended to the downside. And if you're looking at that lower trend line right at 379, it's like at that position, your best risk reward trade is to the upside, not to the downside, unless it breaks, falls, and then bounces back up to 380 as resistance. But trying to trade those breakdowns like that on SPY, you just get smoked on the fake outs.
They that's one of my biggest freaking pet peeves, dude, is the kids. I'm gonna call them kids on Twitter, that say calls above this level, puts below this level.
Oh, I hate
Bro,
it. Yeah, trade the breakout on SPY. Watch what happens.
bro, like there's no freaking way, bro, like that you should be doing that. There's no, and this is my bread and butter setup right here. Like what you're looking at, as far as like a breakup, like a base like this, where the TTM is red and we're really tight. I'm not going to buy this out here because statistically, the breakouts only work less than 50% of the time, around 50%, a little bit less. So our actual system is 48% over the last 10 years. So if you're knowing that less than half the time that you're actually going to be successful, why would you do that when you could actually take the trade and play? Once you got this range, you could take profit at the top, right, of the range, and then the rest is just bonus bucks on the expansion. Dude, I just don't get it. Like,
I see that all the time too. I mean, if you want to wait for the breakout and then the retest, okay, maybe that,
yes,
but
yes,
not like just buying over this level. That's the worst way to trade ever.
yes.
SPRB slamming back down.
If you guys have questions as far as tickers for the morning, like if you have any type of trade ideas, kind of like what I do in my room is if you call it a ticker, it's almost like me holding your hand virtually. I'll watch it with you as it does what it does, and I'll kind of, just give my 2 cents what it is. And if you just have questions as far as the options and the way that we trade them too, we'll do that. But just, yeah, and please like the stream, go share it with a friend, another friendly trader friend. So let us know. I know JJ is really important and busy. He's over there knocking down walls and building houses. So if you want us to do this, make it worth it to us to come and teach you, because we're doing it absolutely free for you guys. So just hanging out.
I'm also watching CTMX. CTMX has a partnership with Moderna, but it does have 75% gaps that close will open. It has some decent levels around 350 and $4. The only thing I don't like about it is easy to borrow, and it's got 59% institutional ownership, but I'll still trade it if it has like a pop and stuff.
Did you see the monster fade on Kala yesterday afternoon?
Which one?
Kala, Kala.
Okay. Oh yeah, that was crazy, dude. It had that long sideways consolidation all day, and then it just dumped.
Yeah.
I missed it, but that was pretty nice. If you saw it, it formed a perfect like pennant and then broke down. I was not at my desk at that time as usual.
Well, it was like I have a monitor here where I have nine charts, and I usually keep up like my big cap stuff, right? And for whatever reason, where I usually have Nvidia, I put that call in. I was like, oh, Nvidia is freaking selling hard, and I was telling my room, and I was like, oh shit, that's call it, not Nvidia. Everyone's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh, my bad. Yeah, so like while we're waiting for the pre-market here, guys, I don't know if you guys saw, and we'll just go ahead and we'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and and I just want to like kind of address something real quick as far as everyone kind of getting on J Trader's case and stuff, and the drama behind it. There are people on Twitter where it's their full-time fucking job just to make everyone's fucking life miserable, bro. And I don't know why they do. Like, I've been a target of it, and I feel like, if you if you're a target of it, then there's a reason for it. So that you must be doing something kind of right to have enough attention on you for it. You know what I mean? And in my experience, so me and Jay actually met in the J Trader room, and we like I said, that room is run almost military like. If you even speak anything outside of trading. And I don't even think that you can anymore in that room. You could speak about you have to have a certain role, I think, to be able to talk in the trading room, or else you're just watching. So it's very well structured. It's maybe not be for everyone's style, but it's very, very nice where a lot of rooms are just a lot of noise. It's definitely meant for you to learn, and he does mean well for and wants you to be successful. So that's my story on it. And I mean, there's times where I couldn't pay my bill and he was just like, okay, brother, just whenever you can or whatever. And I don't know, and I never seen broker statements, or I never seen actual P&Ls and everything of his. I don't know any of that stuff. I can only speak on what I do know, and he's a upstanding guy where he's done that. And so as part of that, me and Jay also been a part of the Smash My Bid room, or Smash My Bid, Smash the Bid room, and Smash is fucking awesome in the same type of way too. So
They're my two favorites.
yeah. So, and it's crazy because I believe that when you mentor someone really well, they should exceed you and what your capability is, because you had a head start, right? And I think that I'm kind of getting to a point where it's like, okay, like Jay Trader, put me in here, and now I got the option stuff and the new data that we're able to have, and it's really cool what we're able to do.
Oh man, dude, I bought I bought COST right off that 450 level like 3 days ago. And then yesterday I took a loss on SPY at the end of the day, even though right now I'd be up huge, but I bought SPY on that trend line yesterday. And then it's just like, when it bounced off that trend line, I bought it, and then it came back from that same supply zone all day. It just came back so fast. I didn't want to hold it into after hours. I was so tight. I just I got out like right below even, but then I was kind of salty that I took that trade in the afternoon, because I don't really trade in the afternoon. And then all of a sudden I got an alert on my phone, and freaking cost, they reported like, not even earnings, just like saying that they had crazy sales in December, and it like ripped for like $12 straight up.
Oh yeah, dude, look at this base right here. This is really nice.
Yeah. In the daily chat, it's like, it's a really key level too. It's bounced off there. Like usually on large caps, what I do, my personal way, I like to see stocks come back down to key support levels that the last time they were there, they ripped a crazy percent off that level. So then I'm watching that level when it comes back down, the very first time it comes back to that level.
There you go. That's a good tip.
Yeah.
So basically here at the open, guys, what I was saying to everyone, I don't know if everyone was here, is that the open interest is very thick here above this 380. You can see there's 22,000 right here at the 383, and on the chart you could see in the the past where it's rejected off of this level. So this open is going to be pretty key for this. If we're able to pop and stay over like 385 and maybe even base there, then that would be really good for us to continue to the upside. But if we pop and then when it gets rejected really hard, kind of like we did yesterday, let me see here, or the day before, was it right here? So how it rejected really hard like this, I think we're just going to be pinned in between this lower area right here. So we will see. Do you see Tesla's almost at 100, dude? Can I give you the world? What is the most likely reason of a trader losing money?
Bad risk management.
Risk management. But what part of the risk management do you think? I honestly believe it's that for at least novice and newer traders, it's overholding.
It's what?
Overholding.
Yeah, exactly. They like, they don't. First of all, I guarantee you, most traders don't make a plan at all. They just jump in trades like sporadically. They don't even know where they're going to stop out. They don't know where their target is. They just watch the charts and they just go, oh, I'm going to short it right now. And I don't even, and then if it drops like one flush, they cover, or they just let it go against them and sit there like, what do I do now? Well, it smokes them. If you don't have a complete plan and know exactly where your entry and your risk is and your targets, then how are you going to trade right?
Yeah. And that's like something where especially in the options, because the theta gets a hold of you and it doesn't run linearly with like the underline, right? It's really important that you let him run as much as possible, because your wins and losses are not so asymmetrical because of the theta aspect and the time and stuff like that. So you have to let them run bigger, or else it just eats at you. So at the same time, you got to take profit at those levels. Like actually, there was a yesterday was a really good example, dude. I actually took this trade yesterday. If you guys are looking at my screen, in this compression, we call this compression where it's in a consolidation sideways like this, and it was holding this 379, right? And I tried it a couple times, and then I tried the one more time when it came down here. And more than anything, I think I got lucky because of the Fed speaker that came on the mic, and it popped up right now. I could definitely say that, oh, this is going to go to the moon and 385, whatever, right? On this really strong candle. Look at this volume on this candle, right? But, in actuality, if we're coming and looking at this, where did it reject in the morning? Same area, right? Like 2 times in the same area right here. So it's best for me just to go ahead and take profit then at that level, right?
And then we held all day.
And so this 382 was actually the big open interest for yesterday. So I kind of knew that where you weren't going to get above that. And then I seen this last pop and I'm like, man, I really want to short this, but I just left it alone. There's actually something called event contracts. Have you guys heard of those? You guys in the chat? What's that?
That right there, that right there where you just pointed at, that's a great short trigger. It's at a key level, a fake breakout over the first, and then it falls back below. I love that right there.
Exactly. And then where's that volume that it had on that original pop? It's not there, right? So there's and I know this chart looks a little bit weird, but you can see this huge volume sticking out in the back, right? So this big, you don't want to short this right here on this volume, but on this pop where there's no volume, right? Absolutely, you should hit that. But I was way over the profit goal left for my day, and I was done. So, Rich, what's up, brother? I forgot what I was saying. I really like this cost though, dude. I feel like we're late to the party though.
Is this link different to this now?
Yeah, so I did repost on Twitter. I retweeted it. There's a new tweet now on my page. I tagged you on it. It was the other one didn't let me do what I needed it to do. Everyone's asking you, oh, it's not working.
Yeah. That's all right. I got it. Freaking CTMX is just going sideways. I don't like sideways action in pre-market.
So, I don't mind it as long as it's, so we have what.
Well, that's because you like use it for like, I don't, for shorting it sucks, like
oh yeah,
accumulation and squeeze.
Yeah,
unless it breaks down, I guess, but I don't know.
What I hate is pre-market between key levels, like right in the middle, because it's like, okay, I can't take any trades right here at the open. I got to wait for it to move.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? The disciplined traders, they wait for the key levels and everybody else just gets tricked in by the fucking price action thinking they're going to miss it. I mean, it's just, like MEGL has a pretty good level at 320, has a nice key level at 325. So if it doesn't go up to there, then I'm not going to trade it.
Mhm.
How it is.
That's a big thing too, is I think that after, and I think this only comes with experience, is that you start to realize that the market is open tomorrow. Like
Yeah.
good trades are like buses, dude. How do I say, good trades are like buses and women, a new one every 15 minutes, right? So you wait long enough, another good trade is going to come.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I try to tell everybody too. Like people get so afraid, like even if you're a new trader and you only risk 50 or $100 a trade, if you let your winners run, you're going to have 4, 5, 6, sometimes 10, 12-hour trades on these all-day faders that easily make up for the one loss, as long as you don't go on tilt and take 10 losses in a row.
Oh, absolutely. So like, and that's our, especially like if you play the options the way that we do, right? So we play a lot of zero DTE and stuff like that. You get one winner, right? Because of that gamma. I mean, on one contract in the spot, you're making $100. So if you're starting with a $1,000 account, right, which is definitely very doable, 1,500, 10% on the day is awesome, right? That's very, very nice. So and then I have a rule, I call it the strikeout rule. So if you take 3 losses, 3 stop outs in a row, you're reading the market wrong. There's something, your thesis or your bias is just totally off. So you just need to call it a day and then you're done for the day. So, and if you do that, then those stop outs should not even amount to equal a full size loss. Like, you know what I mean? Like it should be very recoverable the next day, for you to hit if you hit a nice trade, and not even a home run trade, just a nice decent trade should erase those losses very nicely. And as long as you're doing that, that's good. And then I also do where if I take 3 out of 5 losses, um, like within 5 trades, then I just call it a day too. So I'm not reading the market right. There's something going on. And it happens a lot for me, like when on chop days. So if there's direction, I could trade direction all day. But whenever there's chop days as an option trader, I get smushed.
Wow, HKD just kind of shit the bed.
I know. Do you see that? Is Tesla SSR, guys?
Tesla. Um, uh, nope.
No. Tesla triggers SSR at 99.31 today. So if it gets there, a bounce would be cool. Especially with the open interest on Tesla too. I would bet that they want to keep it above the 100 to let that premium, those puts expire worthless. So right here, there's 38,000 contracts that are stacked up right here. The market makers are going to want to keep it above 100. So if it dips below, anything dip below 100, guys, if you see a confirmation of it, wanting to go up, it's a buy.
That's a nice psych level, nice whole level, nice.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah. And it's very beat down. And if that fake breakdown's the low from yesterday, that would be nice. I probably won't trade HKD because just too crazy of a stock. Probably super. You
Logging
can even
into
trade HKD with Cobra. Short prohibit is whatever. That's things buck wild anyway.
oh, they're not letting you trade it at Cobra.
No, that's all right. I don't care. I don't like those wild stocks. Rather trade the little weak, slow moving ones that can't spike and rip your face off.
Do you were you ever friends or talk to Fateh, bro? Fateh from the J Trader room?
Yeah, sometimes not like a lot, but I talk to all those dudes a little bit.
He was the freaking monk of third day runners. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
everyone was not looking at anything that ticker 3 days later, and he's over there getting fades for points, like on the smallest of tickers.
Those are dude, those are usually the best ones. I keep a former runner watch list on my TOS on the side of my screen just in case any of them turn green again, like real backside dead cat bounces, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I make a list every time we have these crazy runners. I just make a list. I keep it on my watch list. I just call it former runner watch list, and keep them on there for like 5 months to see and take it in case they see, oh shit, that's up 30%, but I already know it made a huge move. So now it's just like a backside short cover and dead cat bounce. I don't want to miss them, you know? Either that or I just put alert levels, price alerts at like key levels on the backside. But those are
Exactly.
really like under the radar way to trade short small caps. Everybody wants to trade the day one, day two stocks, but those are the easiest trades sometimes.
99, 31.
Look at how trappy SPRB is. That's why, like, when you see the stock's personality, the stock shows you it has a personality of an asshole. Just be extra careful. It's like huge stuff candles, then breaking out, big kill candle at friggin' off of that 324 level. Not a huge kill candle, not elevated volume, but pretty trappy action. I prefer stocks to make a parabolic pre-market and not make so many levels that it can bounce off on the way down. Because when I trade small caps, I look for the trades that I want to cover at the end of the day. I don't like just short and cover in the first dip. So if I don't think the stock can fade, I'm not going to trade it.
There you go. That's I really like that as well. Like on the playing like the structure like that when you have gaps, volume gaps.
Yeah, exactly.
It works really, really well.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Why do you want to trade a stock that has like 15 levels on the way down for it to bounce off of? Or a bunch of resistance above? That was a sick trade. I remember, what was it? Oh, what stock was it that you traded? And I saw it on the chart. I was like, damn, that was a really nice, like, it had a long sideways daily chart, and then it had just literally no overhead volume for a while. I forget what ticker it was. This was a few months ago. I was like, oh, that was a nice one. Shit. I think it was fuck. I don't know. I can't remember, but I was like, damn, that's a nice chat.
What's up? Oh, I got cool to have my team in here. Richard, J Rob, what's up? Good morning. Mike, I usually tell one of the things I do in my room is I straight up one by one, everyone, I tell everyone specifically good morning. I don't know of another mentor or guy that does that. But we got like 1:30 to the bell here, guys. Trade safe. It is Friday if you're trading options. Your gamma and theta is going to be a little bit wonky. Make sure you're taking profit at your relevant levels, using your stop loss. Trade safe, all right?
Don't ruin your week on Friday. That's what I keep in my head always.
Then that sucks because then you got to live with that loss for 2 days, dude, and you brood over it, bro. You're like, I just need that opportunity. I need Monday to get here.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than friggin' sitting in a loss all weekend. Like, sorry, honey, I'm not gonna be nice to you this weekend. I'm fucking pissed.
Yeah. I always thought about that too, of like if you lived like in Asia somewhere or something, and you traded like in the evening instead of the morning, like wouldn't it suck to have to go to bed with a loss like that? Like at least like us, we take a loss in the morning, go to the gym, work it out throughout the day. But to take a loss and then be like, fuck, now I gotta go to bed with it, like that would suck.
Sit there all night, like fucking pissed off.
Exactly.
I was when I first started trading, it was brutal, man. I was just like so beat myself up over everything. Like I just totally ruined my relationship at the time. I was fucking miserable, dude. Miserable.
I think like not so much anymore, but I know that it does still affect me, dude, because I'll go to the gym on win days, and I was just talking about this the other day. I feel like I could lift the whole gym, right? I could probably deadlift 900. And on the days that I lose, I'm like, I'm such a loser. I can't even lift, curl this 5 pound bar.
Oh shit, I just got filled on cost. Fuck that thing. All right. Let's see what SPRB can see. That's a giant stuff, but I don't trust this thing. See that stuff candle on SPBR. Whenever you get those huge stuffs at the open, I don't like, if there's no key level, I just still leave it because sometimes they whip right back up on these tricky ones like this.
You could share your screen too if you want to.
That's all right.
No? Okay.
I don't want to be too under pressure.
No? Okay. It does. So I was like, fuck,
Well,
now I
that thing
gotta,
looks like it's done anyway now. Maybe should have caught that stuff, but it wasn't that, dude. It didn't go to any key levels on the. We'll see what happens. It just didn't go to any key levels.
so Tesla actually showing a little bit of strength here, pushing up. And Microsoft relative weakness is about to break lows, pre-market lows, and lows from yesterday. Apple on its way the same way. So
All right.
382, so 25, 325 right here. Well, yeah. Tesla big pop up here. I think that we'll have to see. These are probably going to get sold.
If SPRB can make a lower high, I'll trade it. Well, I'll try it one time underneath these levels. Oh shit, dude, hold on. My contract is calling me every day. This guy doesn't understand. I tell him, don't call me at 9:30.
No worries, bro.
1 second.
Oh shit.
Oh my God, Monday or Tuesday, why is that? I don't get it.
So right now for me, guys, there's not really a trade. We're kind of middle of our range. I would like us to come further down. And then again, this open interest that we have right here is showing, so we have resistance. There's 22,000 contracts at 383. I don't know if we do break 383, it would be kind of nuts. If we get towards top of the hour right here in a half hour or so, and we're showing this that we are rejecting, I'll see maybe we get down to the move to the downside, but I'm actually not too excited about placing any trades today. There's not our range that we're putting in is getting a lot smaller and smaller. So, but we do have the, like I said, if we start showing strength and screwing all these dealers over, we'll get a pretty nice little squeeze move. So
All right, I'm back.
All right.
The other thing I
Apple,
look at when I'm looking at small caps is how fast the volume drops at the open. Like I track the pre-market volume, the end of the day volume, and then I also track the open volume. When a stock opens, like is it pushing like 2 million, 3 million shares on the first spike, how fast it drops under 1 million shares per minute, and then usually like down to like 500,000, how quick it drops. And then like see this right here, SPRB, it's the volume pushed to 1.9 million on that big candle, but now it's dropping fast, and hopefully, we'll see what happens. The other one's nothing else made it to my levels yet.
dude, your Costco's at 472 right now.
What?
Your Costco's at 473 right now.
Yeah, I sold half at 469, but
Holy
I'm gonna let the rest go because if you look at the daily chart, dude, look at the daily chart.
I know.
Upper
I
trend
know.
line.
So 476, 475 or so.
But you
I
see
like.
the upper trend line on the daily chart, it goes from 560 all the way to 520, all the way to 540. See that?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
draw those upper trend lines. And dude, if you get one of those a year, if one stock actually goes to that upper trend line target, it makes your whole year. So I sell half at a good risk reward and I let the rest go. I did that on KOLD and made like 25 points, dude. But this time I'm going to make 100.
Can we get a script for the pre-market volume tag? Would love that. Yes. So my members get get that here. Yes. It's free to join my room, dude. So I'm working on a new platform where we're gonna migrate everyone over and stuff. But yes, these tags and stuff, dude, these are pretty, pretty standard. You guys could have these, yes. It's really nice to know, right? So like, if you these are actually made from my small cap days to know the percentage gap up that you have, right? And then your SSR levels. a lot of people are trading like when you get especially if you're trading short on the small caps on faders, right? And then it hits SSR and then you get a pretty nice bounce and you're like, why the fuck did it just bounce, uh however much it bounces, and you don't realize that it hit SSR. And so it's nice to have these levels on here. This is JJ. So JJ's an OG I've been friends with from we did J Trader together, Smash the Bid. He's just an all-around good dude, man. He's always been a real one with me.
Yep. No ego over here. I beat that shit
There you
out of
go.
me when I was learning how to trade.
Dude, same here.
People don't realize, like, yeah, I've broken about 5 monitors and cried a lot and hated myself for a long time trying to learn how to trade.
I don't think I've broken anything.
I used to just, dude, I'd be like, what the fuck? Bang, straight right into the middle of my monitor. Then I'd be all pissed off because now I lost money trading and I need a new monitor.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't think I ever broke anything. I'm more of a emotional Hispanic. I definitely had some tears, stuff like that.
SPRB is totally unwinding. All right. So SPRB has levels at 235 and 225 that could be a target if anyone's short. I usually hold till the end of the day because I want it to go all the way back to like the key EMAs that I use. Sometimes I get stopped out more doing that, but the hours that you make on the all-day fares more than make up for it.
Yeah, I don't think I ever. The only thing I ever broke in my trading career was my heart, mostly, dude.
Yeah, exactly. I broke my heart, my girl's heart, and my knuckles.
Yeah, yeah.
Subparent.
Your son breaks monitors for you. I had a I don't know if Rich was there in my office in Albuquerque. I got a puppy, dude, and the puppy started peeing on the cords for my computer at one time, and it started smoking. And luckily we caught it, but yeah, that was I was like, man, my whole setup was probably $8,000 or something, maybe. That would have sucked.
Yeah, that sucks. All right. I sold a little more cost. Now I'm going to just let the rest go. Usually
Yeah.
up at even. Oh, MEGL's trying. All right.
Parent 20.
The other thing I wanted to say about this, right? Oh, MEGL. If you see it, it's trying to push up to that level that I like. But the thing is, when stocks go down first, they make a support. They feel like that didn't even have a gap because it didn't make it over. This one's different because it didn't gap over yesterday's high. But even I don't love them as much when they dip first because then they pull back to key EMAs or key support levels and then they start to go. So at that point, I wait for the ultimate high. So I would only trade this if it goes up to like 320, 330 and like has a trigger up there. That has a nice daily pivot at 324. But
I like this format between us. So JJ could do the small caps. I'll do the big stuff, and he still trades big caps too. But
yeah, you know what it is with big caps, dude? Oh shit, SPY rejected that supply level again, right off that upper trend line.
yeah.
Dude, with big caps, I scan at night. I look through daily charts, and then I usually open positions during the day when it's slower moving, so I can. And it's always for swings. I never really day trade large caps.
Oh, okay.
Except for SPY. But besides that, it's always yeah.
Do you is it mostly options that you do, or is it you get equities?
Because a lot of times I see good setups, but the options volume sucks. So I just have to trade shares,
Well, it's a good idea like that. Like you're saying, if you're doing it in the middle of the day, because then there's not as much volatility, and then all the morning data is burnt off, so you get a better price.
Yeah, and like we always talk about the squeeze, it makes it pretty much good anyway. If the daily chart's in a squeeze, usually the volatility is lower and the options are cheaper.
So right now, what I'm looking at, this is called our balance zone. So this is a point of liquidity that we look at. This gets printed at the open. Here goes on my screen if you're looking at it. So you can see how it's rejecting, trying to bounce off. So if we get another bounce up here, maybe 380, 250 or so, VWAP-ish area, and we don't get the volume that comes in, I may take this short here and then work till and see that's the thing. There's not much meat on the bone here. If I take that trade, it's like to 380, it's $2.50. And I'm not saying it's bad, but it's not great. It's not good.
It's a tough thing about longing stuff when the daily trend is down. It's just a bumpy ride, like SPY, it's always a bumpy ride. And anything that you're longing against the daily downtrend and the daily EMAs and a lot of overhead supply, you can get some nice longs, but as far as swings go, it's going to be a bumpy ride.
Yeah, so I think when you're taking contrarian type trades like that against a trend, those they move a lot more quickly. So squeeze is right, and then whenever you break a key support to the downside, you get kind of a capitulation. That is those are the best type of moves, right? When you see a key level break and it just skips like $1 or a couple dollars or whatever, depending how big the ticker is. So dude, I'm not gonna get a chance, bro.
MEG is inching its way up to that 325. Hopefully it's trying. We'll see what happens when it gets there. If it doesn't get there, it doesn't get there. I don't care. I'm not going to say, oh my God, it looks like it's going to fail now and get in 30 cents below the level. Because see what happens, and it squeezes all the people that right now are getting FOMO, are getting squeezed, and it's going to go to where you thought it would have went in the first place if you just waited.
Dude, this is vibes. It's Friday. Me and JJ trading together. I got Whiskey Myers playing in the background. What could he ask for, guys? So that's a no trade right there. So my thesis was that it would hold this level and then bounce back up. That's a no trade here. It didn't do it. So now we're looking more for a long type trade. If we keep on coming further down, we're going to look for the long to find a base down here. So
back into that demand zone again.
78
through 79.
So like we said right here, the 380. But then like I said, then the bigger kind of thing is that for today, because of the open interest of the 380 on the call and put side, is that we just may be stuck in the same range here to let the premium die out today.
Dude, do you think that's what it is? Like the expiration, they have options like every day. Oh, look at that. It just flushed right down to that 380 and then whip back up with instantly in a second.
Oh, dude.
But dude, I think it's because the options expiring every day now is making SPY trade more choppy and in range. Is that what it is?
I think so, dude. So people were like so excited saying that like, oh, cool, we're gonna be able to have these nice moves or whatever. And so far I don't see it. And the thing is that you could data track it, right? But we only have like 2 months worth of data. It's not something that you can necessarily rely on as of yet. And there are some good examples where it does work really well, where like the dealers get screwed up. I could find like an example in here. So like right here at the end of the day on this day, so that we know that the 380 is really important here on the SPY, right? So we got this fade right here, and if you know that this is your compression and this is your setup right here, and you know that they got to close the day over 380, bro, you just 379 to 383 up here, and this is the resistance of the open interest at this level, right? So on the everyday expiration, right? When you get something like this where, okay, like we got to do something, where on the last hour of the day, we're starting to see a lot nicer moves at the end of the day rather than the beginning of the day, because the dealer have to do something before the expiration. So I'm seeing these really nice moves like this, especially to the upside when key levels can't be broken to the downside too, to be able to do it. It's harder to see like in the 3-minute. Where?
I'll tell you one thing though, dude. Supply and demand on SPY, it works so good. It's just like you mark out the levels where the big move started from, and they just keep bouncing and rejecting off those same levels pretty freaking easily.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone here has watched YouTube videos on like how to mark your supply and demand levels, but they work amazing on SPY.
So one of the things that like we were kind of discussing as of lately is that that's all that matters is the supply and demand or support and resistance. That someone was telling me that they took a trade on a 1 minute and it was the wrong time frame, so they got messed up on their trade. But in actuality, liquidity is liquidity. It doesn't necessarily matter, right? So to the point where you shouldn't need to have candles, right? So you should be able to come in and come in like this and then be able to trade with the line chart, because no matter what, we know 383 is, supply. There's resistance right here, and then our support is down here at the 380-ish area, whatever, right? So you shouldn't need the candles. And this may even help some people, like if you didn't have candles, because of the wicks giving you kind of false, pretenses of what's going on.
Yeah,
Right. You just
if you look in pre-market for yesterday, you see where that big giant move started down, and you just like put a box around that area, 385 to 384, and drag it over, and then it goes right up to the bottom of that box and then dumps again. It shows you where the big money was selling.
Mhm.
Yeah, dude, it's true. Like the candles are like just pretty much just trick you most of the time. You read too much into them, they give you FOMO or trick you in or out of trades. I know a lot of people that trade with a line chat.
This is a different J Rob. It's not JJ VWAP market profile. Maybe one day I'll get to trade live with him. That would be pretty cool.
Who is it? JJ who?
The JJ VWAP trader, the one with Confessions of a Market Maker podcast.
Oh yeah.
He's so this isn't the same JJ.
Nope. MEGL didn't make it up to they rejected it kind of like a week. I call when it's when daily levels are like not at extreme levels, they're not that most outer or most inner. I just call them like pussy daily levels, and that's pretty much what MEGL just rejected. There's kind of like a candle pivot at like 282. They couldn't really hold over that, but that's not like the clearest level. The clearest level on the chart, the next clearest level is the top of 325 candle on 11:15. That was what I was hoping for, but it just perked a little over yesterday's high and then dumped. Let's they do that. It is what it is. I don't care. The best way to be a trader is to wait for your levels, and that's it.
I think that's the hardest thing in all of trading is just waiting, dude.
Yeah. And you're gonna miss some trades, but so what? You're gonna get some great ones too.
Everyone knows the feeling of taking a trade and it automatically goes into profit and does exactly what you want. And you should be able to replicate that feeling and that every single time. Mm-hmm. So the close or something close to it. So and there's times where like I could be doing the dishes or just hanging out or just walking from the gym, and I come and I look at my my screen and the setup is so blatant, right? And I'm like, okay, go ahead and take it. And then I make a couple grand and I didn't even study or nothing. It's just my setup. It's there, walked in on it and, just hit it. But when you're sitting here, just analyzing every single tick, that's making big mistakes.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's like, I was just telling these guys yesterday, we were talking about that. Like I thought for sure when I watched yesterday's price action, I thought for sure I was going to get stopped out of COST. I was like, it tried to make a move. It broke over like 459, then it just faded all the way back down to 450. I tell myself all the time, don't move your stop. Just don't even look at it. Just trust just the setup that you're trading. And then all of a sudden, boom, look what happens. It happens all the time. Whenever I move my stop up, it's just like SPY yesterday. I bought SPY risking off 379. And then it did that squeeze up to like 382 that we were just talking about earlier. And then it sold back off so fast. Instead of risking off 379, a little below that, like I planned, I just got out a little below even And then what happens? It bounces after hours back up to 382. I never move your stop. Just stick with your plan and friggin' don't let the price action trick you out because they do that shit on purpose. Watching every tick is fucking nightmare.
Oh, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. And then especially on the options when you're playing like a 0 DTE and you're like, fuck, man, this thing only on the underline, it only dropped like 20 cents, but I'm down $100 or, whatever it is relative, right?
Yeah.
That's like if you would have taken actually one of my boys in the room is actually putting me onto futures and those trade a lot more like equity and there's no theta. I'm like, oh dude, you're talking dirty to me. I might like this too much.
I was trading futures for a little while. My buddy AWC got me into it, but it's just, dude, when you're so used to trading SPY and stuff and like futures, well, I was trading the ones with the bigger ones, like the regular ES. So it was hard for me to control my risk the way I'm used to. Because it's like $50 a point, and it's like, you're trying to get stuff. I'm used to trading SPY where you're like, I don't know, it was just different. I couldn't
exactly
trade it the same way I traded SPY, and I was like, I just got sick of trying. I would have like some good days, some bad days, and I'm like, I'm so much better at trading SPY and other stuff that I was like, why am I even doing this?
That's what I tell my guys too. There's one guy that he likes Microsoft a lot, right? Dude, if you're a one trick pony, freaking ride that pony all the way to the bank, bro. Like
Seriously.
if you like one ticker and you are profitable on it, freaking do it every single time, man. Like it doesn't matter that you're not playing anything else.
Remember when Smash used to trade like Netflix every freaking day? Who cares? You don't need to scan it for that. You don't need anything. All you need to do is watch one stock. That's nice. I thought about doing that so many times, and I just still haven't.
I did the same thing when Netflix would move, really aggressively. That was a big one. And then I traded Tesla all the time too. And I don't think I placed the trade on Tesla in months, maybe even months, dude. Like maybe beginning of last year. But I used to trade it almost every day, and then they do those splits, and it just changes the whole personality of the way that it moves. Here comes Apple making a really nice move to the upside here, guys, over 126 and the VWAP. And then the VIX is down at 22. We're going to see if we break to the downside. So a little bit of a pop, but then I'm looking at the ES right here, the futures, and we have to get over this 38.46 to 50 area. So I'm more interested in the rejection and short in this area here. Again, guys, if you guys have tickers you want us to review or trade ideas that you're looking at, you want me or JJ to go over them with you, put them in the chat. We're happy to help you out. Especially like right now, I don't have any trades on or anything. I'm just chilling. So oops.
Yep, it looks like MEGL is not going to make it up to that level either. Just tanked. So, but you know what? It is what it is. Fridays, dude. Cost is ripping. I'm happy.
Yeah, dude. At least for a while there for small caps, you guys weren't having too much, and it seems like you guys are getting some decent plays now.
Yeah, especially in yesterday too. We had some nice faded. Everything faded all day yesterday. Those are the days I try to explain to everybody, and those are the days that like make up for anything else. Yesterday we had freaking hold on, we had I think like 3 or 4 amazing all day. Every single stock yesterday, the end of the day was the best cover, and that's how you accumulate a lot of points, a lot of hours.
I think that's really big, right? That's a huge key. Is a lot of people don't realize how much the Pareto principle is at play for us as traders. Is that we make 80% of our money from 20% of our trades.
Yep.
And you live by that. Like, you could take stop outs for a week straight and you hit one trade and that makes your whole month. Like,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yesterday, VYNT faded all day. BLPH, it kind of went sideways, but still at the end of the day was the best cover. And then ORTX, which had a perfect pivot at 89 cents. We shorted that end of day, best cover. And then also ABVC end of day. It was just like really nice phase. When you start to see that, you definitely want to be holding your trades. Don't just get out at so many short sellers have a bad habit of taking a trade and then they cover some on the first wash. It's just like ruins you. That one thing that you're trying to do to because you're afraid to lose ruins your whole profitability. It's like,
well, you don't realize that that wash, whenever that happens, is actually the best thing that could fucking happen to you, right? Because you just created a shitload of bag holders whenever you do that happens. So
yeah,
on any type of pop up over that, unless there's something really crazy that happens, right? But in any type of pop, then from that level, it's going to get sold because those bag holders are going to try to sell into that pop. So that's a gift whenever that happens. So to sell into it is kind of, is just, I don't want to say crazy, but it's just not a good it's not a good practice to do that, because I'm really big on thinking of like the psychology of what happens whenever you get things like a big wash like that. And when you get big washes like that, or big move to the upside, you create bag holders and they want to get out. So eventually you're going to get some type of pop, and then they're going to get sold, and that's actually going to be your ad spot.
yeah. It's like, think about it. Why you short a stock up at the highs, and then you're holding it when it still might go up, but then when it starts working in your favor, then you start getting out. Like, why? Why don't you just don't be afraid to lose? Who cares if you get stopped out? Because the next one that you hold all the way to the bottom is going to make up for it by tenfold.
I'm buying 380 puts right here, guys. If it'll go through.
Nice rejection off the EMAs.
Okay. Now, I get this message, dude, that says that it's projected for me to hold past expiration, and it's in the morning, and then after a little while in the morning, it lets me do it, and now I just missed this damn fucking trade, dude. So this is a trade that we play in a room. I call it the Allen Iverson crossover. So basically, whenever you cross a point of liquidity or big support resistance, right? So like in this area, we have this is our proprietary, our balance thing, and then this is just a regular pivot. So it breaks, comes back and retests. This is your entry right here, and then the continuation of the trend. So this was just going to be like a quick 380 150 to 380 379.50 type trade, but I missed the entry now, and it didn't let me in.
Damn, friggin' MEGLs are selling off now. Couldn't go 10 cents to 15 cents higher.
Just to show people in the chat who trades small caps and who trades options. Thumbs up if you trade small caps, down if you trade options. Who has interest who has interest if you do one or the other of doing the other one? I think everyone's just listening.
How many people are in here?
25, 24. You got anything special going on this weekend?
Me? Probably not, dude. I just, sober life ain't that exciting. Pretty boring.
No, dude. You know what I say, bro? People that need alcohol to be fun or exciting are boring people.
Yeah, I mean, it does help with the social anxiety, but yeah, I mean, me and my girl will probably just go get some food, watch a movie, chill.
Cool. Oh, there's just a delay is what it is. All right, cool. So small caps, large caps, no options yet though. Nice, large caps. Small caps, both. Awesome, guys. We've got a good little mixture here. Look, God was looking out for me here. He's like, I ain't gonna let you that order execute. Not gonna let you take that stop out. What a guy. I forgot I got court in a little bit. I was gonna say something else.
So, dude, when you check the, it's funny because like I usually check the beta on like the stocks that I want to swing and shit.
Mhm.
Sometimes you see like cost, it says beta 0.77, but then the thing moves like it's like crazy different, you know, like it don't move like that.
What are you looking at on cost?
The beta,
The
BE,
bit
beta is like
beta,
how much it moves compared to the market, right?
the what is it?
Beta.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but what does it measure?
I think it measures how much the stock moves compared to the overall market.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Because sometimes I'm like, wait, this thing has like a beta of like 0.7. Beta is the constant that measures the expected movement of stock relative to movements in the overall market. Yeah. So, but if you look at, so look at what the SPY's done today and look at what cost done today, right? But cost has a 0.7 beta, so it's supposed to move less than the market, but it's, I guess, well, news and stuff, I guess that's on an everyday average basis. So per
Exactly.
Catalyst change that. Oh, SPY's ripping back up to supply zone again. SPY's like the range. It's back and forth, supply demand, back and forth, supply demand. It's crazy.
Dude, now I'm gonna shoot myself for not taking the trade down here, but whatever. So VIX is still fading down here. We're relatively still bullish here that may get a nice move up. Apple is moving up and Tesla's actually pretty bullish for right now. It's so 110 at 111 is the area for Tesla that they are not letting it get back above. Dude, and HKD faded from 69 almost to 20 so far.
That was
22.
actually a pretty decent trade because once it fell back below yesterday's high, that's a nice level to risk off on the pop this morning, but couldn't show it at Cobra. So when all this pre-market action just pretty much goes away, if a day one stock falls back below yesterday's high, I just use yesterday's high that you can see on the daily chart. I don't even care about the pre-market action. Kind of like what MEGL did today. Well, no, I never really made it over yesterday's high, even in the pre-market, I guess. But
So this is kind of like what I wanted over here, guys. So the bounce off of this level and for it to come up and then fade down. But this is some pretty good volume right here on this candle here so far. I don't want to get mixed up. And then oh, it was the top of the hour candle. So if you guys don't know, this is something that some people don't really realize is that news breaks on the top of the hour and half hour. That's when new news releases come out. And there are actually algos that look for keywords in the news reports and then buy or sell based off of those. They also do it like on the Fed meeting minutes and stuff like that. And they're basically looking for numbers and percentages and stuff like that. And then they make trades based off of solely just that. So at the top of the hour, if you look, this is actually a smash the bid special. This is not something I did. I'll give credit where it comes from. So at the top of the hour and half hours is where they where you usually get some volatility on tickers, right? So like if you're looking for kind of like if you're in like a compression or consolidation and you're wanting a break of a level, then or to even take a trade, right? Say like it's like 946 and you're wanting to break out, well, you don't want to take like the little theta hit of 15 minutes or whatever it is, you know that it's just going to go around sideways. You can wait closer to that top of the hour mark and then be able to take that trade because you know it's going to induce some volatility. You're going to get some type of reaction, right? Um, and so that's something that we look at here as well, is that this little pop was because of that. So and then like in their room, I don't know how much is kosher on how much to say, but in the well, I'm not actually saying the strategy, but in Let's Match the Bid room, they only take trades on the lowest time frame of a half hour. So, and it has to be within, what is it, like 3 minutes of the half hour mark for it to be a correct setup, or on the hourly candle within like 5 minutes or something like that. So, and it's because of that.
I'll tell you what I will do though. If SPY can rip up to 386, I'll probably get some puts because it is forming a pretty nice triangle with 386 as the top and that bottom trend line riding up.
Oh, right here, yeah. Is this the one you're talking about?
If you look on the daily chat,
Okay.
zoom in on that, like,
Oh, right here.
no, like zoom in on this consolidation cluster that we've been in for the past like 12 days. You see how it's like kind of making a triangle? If you use the top of 386.25,
Yeah, right here.
yeah, and then the bottom and then the lower trend line, it's like a nice
Yeah,
trend. So I think it'll reject 386 one more time if it gets up there, and then come back down to that trend line again.
I think we're gonna be stuck here until CPI next week, guys.
Yeah, so that's good. So if we can get up to that top resistance again, I'll definitely take that. Fake, it'll possibly like fake over a couple supply zones and then get rejected by 386 or 387 supply.
Oh, bro, I got some 90s music in the background. I don't know if you guys can hear it. We're gonna get, oh no, I'm not monetizing this. So we got some Show Me Some Love in the background. Sober 20 years, I have a kid, no more boredom. Dude, kids are freaking awesome, bro. And a good reason to be sober, bro.
How's that going? Everything good with you with that?
No, dude, like you know, I moved to Texas, right? So my plan was, you know, be based here and in Albuquerque and go out there when I have my time with him and eventually work with the court and her to, you know, bring him out here longer and longer. And since I moved out here, she hasn't let me see him because she thinks I'm going to bring him out here and not take him back. So now it's a big old fight again.
It's always something with girls, dude.
You've got to show me love. Oh, is this a squeeze?
Let's go. 386, 387.
I want to get in, but I don't even have my purple candles triggering, bro.
Yeah, that was too much volatility. No, not a lot of consolidation.
Yeah.
I like these Friday like lotto expirations. They can accumulate fast though.
Have you heard of event contracts?
Of what?
Event contracts?
No.
So only some brokers do them. Since I have my options account with Venom at Cobra, it's cleared through IBKR and they have event contracts. And basically what it is you the most the contracts are is $20. And so the most you could lose is $20, but you get the difference of it, right? So like say like right now, like we're looking at the ES. I don't think there's one for the SPY. So basically it's a yes or no question of like a over under, like if you're betting like gambling on a game, do you think that the ES is gonna close over 38.75? Yes or no? And so like at this point, yes would be like $4. And so if you win, then you get the difference of the $20. So it'd be like $16 you win per contract. So you get so each one is $4. It's literally $4, dude. There's no like margin or like no multiplier or anything like that. So you could put, it's a really cheap way to be able to like make some money if you have a strategy to be, especially like the open interest, right? We know where we need to close above or below on days. And that's like we'll play that at the end of the day, like between me and the room more just for fun. We'll throw a couple event contracts on of like, okay, the ES will close over 38.50 today. And the other day I put like $12 on some contracts and I made like 150. And it's just like fun, you know what I mean?
That's pretty cool though.
So I think that's a cool way, like, for um if you don't have a whole lot of money and you have a strategy of uh like the open interest, like we're saying, right? But where the price needs to be by the end of the day. Um Obviously back test it, but that would be a really awesome type strategy for you to or way to trade, just trade, right? So $4, dude, everyone could afford $4
Yeah.
or $20 at the most.
Yeah, never heard of that. That's cool. See if Spy's gonna just rip through this level or what? Or dump again.
Hit me with the sense. That's it.
Just wish it would just squeeze to 386 straight up.
I don't think it is. If anything, we're gonna reject up in here in this level.
Probably.
I even want to try it. I think, yeah, the VIX is bouncing. Let's see if I could try this.
Good risk reward trade.
Oh, there's another baby. Yeah. Microsoft and Apple are actually looking pretty strong here. Nice. I mean, I have to wait a little bit longer. And this is where I'm saying, so like right now we're 9:13 my time, right? So Central Time. And so we're kind of in this middle of the how top of the hour, half hour mark. So sometimes I'll just wait and I could wait, 17 minutes and see if we're at a resistance or where we're at to be able to take the next trade, right? So that's something that I do. 383.53. We just tapped his 39.70 on the 383.
30, dude, cost is at 480.
Dude, that was a sick trade, bro. I wish I would have seen it.
I just got lucky because I took it at the Keys of Willow, but they just randomly put out a PR yesterday saying that they like crushed it in December sales. It wasn't even earnings because I always check earnings. I don't trade. I don't swing through earnings, So I checked the earnings dates. I forget when it was, but it wasn't yesterday. So I knew that when I took the trade, but they just happened to put out a PR saying that December was like really awesome. Sometimes you get lucky if you trade at the right levels.
So we have the Fed member Bostic on the mic right now, guys. May induce some volatility here. He is saying that he favors a 25 basis point or 50 basis point move in February and rising up to five to a 5.25% and then holding. I think we're at 4.25% or something right now, aren't we? I don't know.
Freaking interest rates, dude. China fucking it freaks me out with the flip, If the rates keep going up, there'll be less and less buyers. I'm done.
How is that affecting you with the whole house thing and everything, bro?
It freaks me out because I don't want to be like, you buy a flip and then 4 or 5 months later when you're done, it's like the interest rates they're too high, then there's not a lot of buyers, and the price gets smushed down a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, and then no one could qualify for your house. Like that sucks, man. Then
Yeah,
you're just kind
exactly.
of stuck holding the bell, holding the bag.
I was a bit, yeah, I was a bit worried about that when I bought it. So hopefully I'll get done as fast as I can, and there won't be it won't be the rates still going up higher and higher.
You'll be done with it by the summer.
Yeah, I'll be done with it by the spring. It usually takes, well, it takes a little longer because I'm putting an addition on. So I have to go to the ZBA meeting January 20th. So I can't really do anything until then. I can't, once that happens, I can put the foundation in the back, put the addition on, and start really like renovating. Right now I can only renovate the inside of the house that's not where the addition is, so it holds me up a little bit, but I'll still be done by the spring, I think.
That sucks. They hit you with like they hit you with a fine or something, you said?
Yeah, they keep, because I didn't pull the permits before. The thing is, right, they want you to submit the whole thing as a package. Like, okay, so I submit my architectural plans, I submit everything. When they get approval from the ZBA, they submit the building permit. So they want me to wait the whole time for that before I can do any work. So I said, I'm not doing that. I just went there and started doing demo and gutting and without a permit. But it literally took like not even 10 days for them to find out that I was doing that, and they gave me a bunch of citations. And then now the building inspector will probably be a dick. It's like, Jesus, dude, I don't want to wait a month doing nothing. Let me just go in and demo my own house. I can
Yeah.
pull a permit just for demo. Oh, the contractor has to do that. Okay, it's always something. I just need to get my own contractor's license, so I have to stop relying on other people. I hate that.
What does that take?
It takes a lot of studying and getting used to how the construction supervisor license book works. It's mostly like an open book test. We just have to learn how to search for stuff and like know where the codes are located and everything. I don't know. If I actually felt like studying it, which I don't, it wouldn't be that hard, I don't think. But I really like am one of those dudes that only wants to study like what I love. Like I love real estate, but not that. And I love stock market, but all right, maybe we can get a squeeze to 386 now. Come on, break that level.
Apple
No,
super
you're not
strong.
sure, right?
Apple, Microsoft, and Tesla. No, I was almost going to, and like I said, I was waiting for the time to be right. So we'll let it do its thing. Show me a little bit more weakness. We are putting in a little bit of divergence right here. So like on this pop, we have this volume, and then we're kind of dying on the volume right here. So
Damn, it is kind of, we should have took that long though off the bottom. Or I should have just held mine from yesterday and stopped being a pussy. I just didn't feel like holding it overnight. I wasn't sure it was gonna be.
yeah, that was something I had said. I said in the chat, I was like, if someone has the huevos to go long right here, you may be very handsomely rewarded with us getting to 390 by next week.
Yeah. I mean, it's never gone back and retested. It didn't even all the way fill that gap, dude, at 388. It tried to, but it still has a gap to fill at 388. And you know how SPY works. SPY will like, it will curl, it will fake move up and then dump or something. It doesn't actually just go with the flow.
Mhm.
But the higher it goes, the faster cost is going to keep going up. So that's good.
You guys could see here in the ES where this, I have like these three lines. This is kind of like our supply area right here where we need a break, which is basically this right here. And again, for us to break that, dude, would be pretty spectacular. So we're at the getting up to, are we above 383? Yeah, it's almost 384. There's 22,000 contracts right here. I'm leaning more towards the short. So if we break 384 though, and we get moving with some umph, we will have a pretty spectacular Friday on the move. Well, then we got to clear this 385, but Oh, this is, excuse me, I got this wrong. So there's, we already cleared the big one here at 383, and then the next one here is 385. So,
Yeah, there is a lot of resistance right there too from other days. Maybe around here. There's a trend line too. I think so. No, not quite. Spying its rangy shit.
yes, 3,900 on the ES. So then above that, that brings us to about 386. 386.50 is 3,900 on the ES or so. So the other day when it hit it, it was up here.
I hope that's.
Ouch.
Oh,
Oh, so JJ's a guy that's on the stream with me. He's a good friend from the J Trader room. We've kind of come up together. So he does more small caps and stuff. I thought it'd be cool to have a good polarity between people that are trading together. Like it sucks when you get somewhat like people that say the same thing on the same tickers or whatever, like on trades or whatever. You know, if JJ could do the small cap stuff, because I don't pull it up, cool. And I know his followers do a lot of that. I do the option. So I think there's a lot more value than if you don't so you could kind of get a little bit of both, right? Something that you don't know.
yeah. Plus, I
Um,
like listening to your whole spy thing too with the open interest and all that stuff.
yeah, I actually have a meeting today with CBOE for the data for the app that we're building. So we'll have our own little our data and everything for you guys to be able to use here soon.
Let's see if SPRB is going to reject right here. The good old J lines. Good old J lines on the 1 minute chat.
I don't that's weird how he like came up with that. I don't know. And he will never say like,
Dude, the J lines are like usually the reason why they work so well is because they're always like position themselves like near like Fibonacci levels. It's weird somehow, some way, dude.
well, they're actually so I did the math one time and it's like the numbers are Fibonacci of themselves or something like that.
Yeah,
So I did fill some short SPY right here, some puts, some 383s.
nice rejection.
So reject 1, 2, 3 right here. The VIX is holding 2150, and then Apple, Microsoft, and Tesla are rejecting too. So the first target's going to be down here, the 381.50. And then my stop is obviously anything of a break above 384. Uh-oh.
There goes SPRB rejecting the J lines. Trend line break. Nice.
Let's see. Why is this saying 5 minutes? I thought my thing was at noon.
What is it?
I have court today, but It's saying it's in 2 minutes or 5 minutes, and it shouldn't be.
That's not good.
You guys, I'm gonna be on live here, and they kick down my door and take me out. Public. Yeah, mine is at noon my time.
It's
All
like
right,
lower high,
there we go. Give me the wash.
lower high, lower high.
Come on, baby, talk dirty to me.
It has been pretty good range trading for the past fucking
Bro, I was getting the thing about this is whenever, so on the option side of things is when we get into tight ranges like this and the market is going sideways the way that it is on the bigger time frame, it lowers the implied volatility. Now, once we get closer to the CPI next week, that will go up because then we're expecting a move for that. And people are going to position for that. But over the last week or two, because we've been in this range, the implied volatility has been a lot less. So that makes your gamma and delta a lot more sensitive, and you get really nice moves. And it's been nice, dude. You could hit this freaking 50 points each time. Like, been just milking it. I'm like, let this go, let this be like this until 2024, and I'll retire. This will be like, this is fine to me. Put up, put up. I got Deckmar vibes. Please don't tell me that, bro. I'm gonna kick you out of the room if you tell me I have Deckmar vibes. Oh, singing? Yes, I do sing. Singing is free.
He hates
The the serenades are free if you join my room, bro. I sing all the time. But Deckmar, dude, fuck that guy, man. I hope I really, what's that?
He is a funny motherfucker, though. I'll give him that.
Oh yeah, but he just did me dirty on some. So
He actually hit me up, dude. He hit
to
me up.
to stream on his thing.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, I'm all set. I've traded live a lot of times. I just need a break from that.
Well, that's the whole thing is that he's like, oh, I need option traders, right? Like he does mostly more of the small caps and whatever before too. And he's like, I need option traders, and you seem to be everyone's asking for you. And I was like, okay. And he's like, well, I'm gonna put you on a week trial. I was like, whatever, dude. Went in there, and I don't know how many signups he got because I went in there, right? Um and then at the end of the week he was like, oh, so the deal was is that he was going to pay me like a salary to do it, right? And then a percentage of the signups. And so at the end of the week he's like, oh, I'm not going to pay you that way, but you could be totally commissioned. And I was like, no, bro, like our agreement was this, and it doesn't make sense for me to come over to your platform and promote you when it takes me just as much effort to promote myself and to keep 100%. And so he bitched out on the contract and the agreement that we had, and I thought that was pretty fucked up. So and to have me work for free for a week, right? I lost time for a week to on that. So
Yeah. Dude, you know what it is? I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I traded it for a long time on the mic with Laser in his room, but like, I just feel like sometimes you're extra careful on the mic because you got people listening to you, following you, and then you're too much like waiting for like perfect setups sometimes. I don't know. It can get in your head a little.
agree 100%. So like that was something I agree with or I have said is that so I hit my 7-figure mark, right? And then we started talking about, and this was during COVID when everything was still going just straight up, and we're talking about, well, maybe you could do 8 figures, right? Like, that would be a really cool next step. And we started talking like what I would need to be able to do that, right? And I would, for me, I know that there's other people probably like Lucci or whoever that, do that. But my my first time doing it, I would just need to be focused on my trades, especially with having to put on that kind of size. So having like an audience and having to answer questions and stuff, and I love teaching and all that, right? Um, so you see this volatility here at the half hour mark, how we just popped up. So that's what I was talking about here. Um, so what was I saying? So yeah, if I didn't have a chat room and I was just trading by myself, then absolutely.
Yeah, it's like, dude, like I know how I trade. I would 1000% smash that stuff on SPRB at the open, but I just don't. I knew it was a tricky stock. It wasn't really at a key level. I didn't want to stay because I didn't want like new people chasing it. Like if it was going to rip back up, you know.
Yeah. And then just like right here, like we know that if it breaks this 384, we're gonna go for a run
Hopefully,
and it's not showing.
hopefully, if it does that, we'll rip up to 386. Then we can really smash it.
The volume's not really coming in though. Yeah, if someone wants to go on the Deckmar stream and tell him Cruz sends his regards with the big middle finger, I'd appreciate it. I'm kind of done with the whole helping other people make money, dude. I've affiliated for a lot of different companies, and recently one of the ones, and I don't really want to just drag their name through the mud, but one of the ones I didn't think that would be like that, it kind of is turning out like that. And um I've made Floago tens of thousands of dollars. I've made Trader Sync and who else? Um I don't know who. Spot Gamma. And it's like, here's your 10%. Thank you.
Yeah,
And
like
then, and what's more important to me, dude, is not even the pay of it. It's like, okay, but what, please promote me, when I'm tweeting stuff, if I'm promoting you, like I would much take, you know, you you putting out a good word for me and stuff so more people can learn the right way than the way we are. I'm still in puts right here, 383 puts, guys. You trade just in the quiet over there, dude?
what?
You you trade just in the quiet over there? You don't have any music or noise or anything at
Sometimes,
all?
but not when we're like listening. Like I'm listening to you talk.
Oh, I
I
gotta have the TV on, the freaking radio on.
don't even have a TV in my office anymore because I need to put one back in here because it keeps you from like not watching every tick when you're in trades.
I think that's a cool thing about trading with like not when you're kind of in a mentor state what we just talked about, it's hard, but when you're in a peer state, like just talking amongst friends and especially like if you're sitting side by side, it really does help make time pass and just BS until you see a good trade. That was one of my favorite things in the office is just sitting there and we talk crap to each other. And it's like, oh, look, this trade just fell in my lap.
I don't know. I feel like Spy is going to go. I feel like Spy is going to 386.
It's trying.
I hope not, for your sake, but
I mean, that's cool if I stop out, but I'm hoping it gets up here and we get a huge
yeah.
Fuck you, candle down.
Good old double topper. I mean, that is a strong level. It dumped a mile from here last time, but it has that upper trend line. Those upper trend lines, they just on the daily chart, it's like calling its name.
Sorry, singing
Hey,
again.
just like we always say, dude, it doesn't like people get all bent. It's fine to lose a trade. The next one will be 5 times that.
Exactly. Like this is no big deal. All right, here we go.
All
Oh,
right. All right, I'm getting ready. 386. Let's go.
stopped out. Bro, and then again, under the 380 down here was money. Like now I'm slugs.
Yeah, that would have been really nice. That lower trend line is strong as fuck. Especially after that fake breakdown.
Just had to stop to get gas in Erie. What's Erie? Pennsylvania? Michigan? Brought up C brought up a good topic with him. Can you talk a little about your chart and what the different indicators are and what the role they play on my thing? Yeah, so kind of like an indicator tour here. These are kind of getting obsolete to my system, honestly, here, guys. Like I'm more automating stuff. You guys have seen the purple candles, and eventually the bots will just trade for me, and I won't need any of that. So but basically here, starting at the top, I just have labels here that tells me the PD close is the prior day close, which is also the blue line right here. So above this, we're green on the day. Below, we're red on the day. Red to green move is very bullish. Green to red, very bearish. Big level of liquidity that everyone is keeps an eye on. Change dollar amount and percentage on the day. This is really good. Like if you keep track of like ATR, and then also with the implied volatility of the options. I haven't been keeping track and doing it a lot lately because the range has been contracted a lot more, and the VIX has been down. But with the implied volatility, we could pretty much give what the expected move is for the day. So if we're at 1% on the day and you're holding, right? So the right here, this move right here, right to the top is what, I don't know if you can see in the little box, 1.3%. If we're over the expected move for the because of the implied volatility for the day, then you should probably take profit. So it's okay to hold a runner, like for the outlier, move to the upside. But if our implied move and our expected move is at 1.3%, then you should be pretty much all out of your trade. SSR, always good to know, especially on the smaller cap stuff. Nice to play SSR bounces. This VWAP label is just the VWAP price right here. Added it extra. The lines in here, the multicolor lines. This is the daily pivot. This is the R1, and then you have the R2 up here. So I don't know if you want me to go in depth on how the pivots are calculated, but they're just liquidity levels again that a lot of people look at. And you could see that it did respect 1, 2, 3 times, and then now we just broke, right? So now if you get the crossover play right here to the upside, that is a potential, potential type play. So the white line right here is what I call our balance zone. So whenever we have a strong gap up or gap down, then because this is the yesterday's close price, right? And then we have this gap up right here. So if there's people that are in here that are people in this SPY that want to be able to sell, right? So from or that that want to be able to sell, and then from this upside or from this downside, right? So you want to come up to be able to sell, and then these guys want to be able to buy at a lower price. This point is a point of liquidity where the buyers and sellers are able to meet. God damn, this is such a nice move. And now it's gonna move fucking crazy because we're bending over all these assholes over here. So 385 is a big thing if it does break. So then this is basically like where buyers and sellers are able to meet to be able to exchange where the most liquidity are, right? So, and you can see how it did actually respect here these times. The yellow line right here is VWAP. This line right here is called it's 3 EMAs in one, smooth with a hull moving average. And so basically it's the 8, 8, 13, and 21 EMA in one line. And so whenever it's crossed to the upside, so the 8 is above the 13 and 21, it's green. So you can use it as a trend line. Whenever it's crosses back over, it's red like this. And you can see like you can use this as a pretty nice indication for trend. Like if we get a pretty nice parabolic move right here, this starts following along, this would be a good place for it to pull back to or even take profit whenever it turns red. Then the color candles. So the color candles are trend candles that are custom coded. They're custom coded to be able to keep us in the trade as long as possible. These are kind of, like I said, we're phasing these out here as well. I've made new ones, but they do definitely help, especially like instead of looking at your chart where it's red, green, because if you see a red candle and you're up, you're liable to take profit right here, right? So like if you took the trade here in the SPY, and this is a red candle, right? Or this is actually a red candle, these two. You're liable to take profit right here, and you just missed out on another $2 right here, right? So if we keep them all the same color, it helps with that. Red, obviously sell trend, and then I also have the purple candles that have not triggered today. Well, they're triggered on Apple actually right now. And those are totally different. So, and then we have the TTM down here. So the TTM measures volatility. So it uses the Bollinger Bands and the Keltner channels. And so whenever the Bollinger Bands are within the Keltner channels, you get a lack of volatility and you get this red dots right here. And that is one way you're able to trade off of this. So you see the red dots that are in here. And then this, I don't want to put no orders. I don't even have an account with you. And then whenever you see the MACD cross to the upside, so then that tells you with the red dots, that tells it, because if you have consolidation or compression, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to break bullish on it. You could definitely break bearish on it as well. So if you have the MACD in here to be able to kind of gauge direction, then you could take the trade to the upside. Then yeah, that's pretty much it. But I'm simplifying all this where most of it you won't even need anymore. So, and then eventually you won't even need to even turn on a chart no more. You'll just have a bot that just trades for you. All right, so now do I go short?
Still didn't reach that fucking trend line that I wanted. It came close, but it didn't get quite there. I wanted 85.50, 385.50. But it is into another top of that supply zone, 385.
So I'll let JJ answer this question. So he's asking, do daily levels work as well on small caps, especially support levels? Or are they all trash stocks?
Well, I mean, I don't long small caps because they're all trash stocks, but daily resistance levels work fucking amazing. You go back, dude, go back. What you're going to do is, right, like at the end of every day, I go through my scanner. I screenshot every single stock that was up over like 40%, because that's like the minimum criteria. And then I screenshot the daily chart and where it stopped, and I see if it stopped at a daily level. And I write down, okay, I take the screenshot. I make the line across the top of where it stopped, see if it hit a daily level. I write it stopped at a daily level plus fib level plus $0.50, or just stopped at a daily level, or stopped at a week daily level, or it didn't stop at anything. So you track that. And then I also say, what was the trigger? Okay, it stopped at a daily level. The trigger was a stuff candle at the daily level. And then I write the friggin' pre-market volume, the end of day volume, and the open push volume, and like the gap stats, so I can keep track of all this stuff. The best cover.
So to add to what JJ is saying, right, is that you gotta think of, so everyone says support and resistance, right? Like the words terms support and resistance, you got to look at support and resistance on your stocks. It's thrown around so cavalier and casually in everything in trading, right? But what they're really trying to say is that at the support and resistance, those are liquidity levels. And that's what I don't know if you were here earlier and I was talking about this, is that at you should be able to trade without even candles. So you could trade with the line chart just based off the support and resistance, which are just liquidity, right? So if you know volume profile, you know that it measures volume according to price. So we know, like, this is, in this example, this is Kala right here, right? So we know that this level, the 32, 50, 60-ish area is point of control, and this is a big level, right? So the reason why it works is because there's liquidity there, right? So if you created bag holders, or yeah, if you created bag holders at a certain level, then that is going to be the point that they're able to go ahead and get out, right? So at this point, this is where they're holding this level, where every time that this comes to this level, it's being bought up. Then anytime this comes down, we're getting those buys, right? Whether it's from shorts or whatever, it's still a buy. Now, whenever it breaks this level, we have this little liquidity little gap right here, where if we start to break this, we're going to come down all the way down to this next level, right? And it's just a point of liquidity where these people right here are trapped. These people are trapped right here. If you were a seller, if you're a short in this area, so you're going to go ahead and there's going to be transactions that come through from the price coming down to that level. So you got to think of it in a way of liquidity instead of just support and resistance. And they do work on small caps. They work on any type of trading instrument, because it's just not a line on a chart. There are people that are trapped at those levels that need to be able to get in or out. So yes, they do work.
I also think, like, I feel like, oh shit, SPIB is breaking down. I feel like there's so many computers trading now, like they know where the levels are. You tell me your computer algos don't know where the key levels on the daily chart are? That's why I see so many trades that hit to the penny of the daily level, dude. It's like, I mean, obviously Theo can see it too, but like everybody's looking at the same shit.
It's exactly it, right? So if you're a market maker and you know that you're holding so many shares, right? Say it's 100,000 shares, and you know that at that level there's at the bid down there's 100,000 that you could go ahead and liquidate at that level. Of course, you're going to walk the price down there to be able to get rid of it. So you got to think of it kind of like that, where it's like if I was moving the market, where would it make more sense for me to be able to get the most orders filled on this, and also screw the most people, right? Bro, if we get to 390 today, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, hopefully we're gonna fucking. I know it's getting towards 11 where it's my cutoff. I don't really once SPY starts trending like this, it likes to pretty much trend all day. That's why I don't really want to trade a reversal now, even though it's getting to that close to that level. It's getting to my shutdown time, man. I don't know. This thing will probably just keep trucking all day now. It's going to be the trend line and the 21 EMA are both at 385.50, 385.60. But this thing's just moving now.
I mean, there's still a lot of time in the day for them to bring it back down, but this is what we're talking about, like with the expirations, right? So all these people on the open interest right here on these contract sides. So I can't annotate, but these dealers, these 382s are bagged, these 381s, 380s are bagged. These 383s, 384s are bad. We're not over 385 as of yet, I don't think. But then, so then in order to be able to offset these losses of what they're taking on the options, they have to buy equity or futures in order to be net zero by the end of the day. Or else they're gonna have to go ahead and sell those premium to them. And that's what causes us to move a lot more violently. And I think I believe that this 385 is kind of our line of demarcation. So if we stay above this and kind of timing with the time of day, if we stay above this 385 here for like an hour, with some decent volume, then we're gonna wind up getting to 390 by the end of the day. If someone wanna bet me a taco in here, I'll bet you a taco. We stay over 385 for the next hour, hour and a half, we'll wind up at 390 by the end of the day. And it's hard to take a trade right here to the upside. It's like, dude,
It's already so extended. Yeah, that lower trend line was nice. Especially this morning when we saw it like wick down to 378, 40 again, and then reclaim. And then it showed us the demand level, that huge spike, came all the way back down to demand again, and we didn't take it.
One thing I want to point out is that I did stop out right when it spiked right here. Imagine if I didn't, I was like, oh, we'll see if it rejects and it just keeps on going. Dude, please stop out as soon as you see it.
Seriously.
Just stop
That's a lot
out.
of people's problems. They can't stop out, and then they fuck themselves.
Gravity.
The only way I'll try this is if it starts to reject around 386.
So around this level would be good too, because we know that, this is where they'll try to defend right here. But 386, obviously the trend line, and that would work really good, right? So if we get like kind of an exhaustive type pop, and then that would be kind of cool. But we are definitely losing the momentum, and the algos could definitely move us however they want, but we're definitely diverging.
Oh,
I'm gonna call it a morning here as well, guys. In about 5 minutes at the top of the hour, I got a meeting, like I said, with the CBOE data people. So that shit's expensive. Building an app is expensive. It's $7,500 a month for data, if you guys didn't know. I thought it was gonna be 3,000.
shit.
Do you think we get the blow off here to 38.95, 3,900? Oh, that would be. So now we're dealing with this area on the ES right here, guys. And then the VIX is not moving down anymore. It's just holding 2150. So I'm going to start streaming a lot more on YouTube, dude. So this is kind of my return party, I guess. But yes, I'll be streaming a lot more on here. We'll have JJ as he wants to come hang out with us, maybe on Fridays or something,
Yeah.
So And I'll try to, if you guys want, I could try to get other some other of my friends to come in and teach things that they do or whatever. But yes, I'll be here more often. I think maybe like at least 2 times a week or so. My name's Cruz, by the way, for the guys that are new here. Nice to meet you all. Na, 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 na.
Just about touching the minor trend line, but yeah.
And so right now we're getting to the top of the hour again here, guys. Watch. So this is what I'm talking about. Like we're kind of at a key level, right? And it's funny, right? Kind of like what JJ was saying just a little bit ago of like things touching to the penny and stuff. And I was talking to someone else last night that nothing happens by coincidence in trading or finance like this. It's funny that at key levels we get to the same time, we get there by a certain time, right? But this is something like actually Smash talks about is like the slope. And if you're at a 40-degree slope and you know that you have X amount of time, then this is how much buying pressure or whatever you would need to be able to get there by that time. You know the time to be able to get there. So it's funny that we're at a key level right here. We know at the time when we know that we should get some volatility, right? So if we need to bust down a wall, we need to bust down an area to be able to do this. We're at the best point that we can be right now because we may get that volatility to go ahead and spike and break.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to
So
take any short positions on SPY. Probably just going to truck till the end of the day. Just trying to catch the top, even with like resistance levels, is just at this time not my thing in like the middle of the day.
yeah, so I mean at the end of the day we may get a better type move, so I'll wait. But if there is downside, but I mean right here, this little like crossover, if you wanted to play off the pivot right here to the upside, cool, but then you're really playing for us to break 386 and probably 390 would be your target then, is the way that I would play that. But the thing is that 3,900 is 386. So, oh, look. I'm going to pull up my meeting and everything, guys, and I'll stay on like a minute later than the top of the hour, and then I'll log on with them, okay?
Trucking.
And the VIX is actually, it's a VIX up, market up right now, so it's kind of weird. Well, let's see. Google. All right, top of the hour here. All right, guys. I gotta hop off here, go to my other meeting. It was fun, actually, really, really fun trading, talking shop with you guys. I'm happy that it wasn't just me and JJ talking to each other. There was actually a couple people in here. Like I said, follow me on Twitter. I'll put out new streams and like a schedule of when we're go live and when JJ's able to do it too. I don't expect him to do this all the time. But I will definitely be 100% honest. I'm trying to promote the platform that I'm building. So it'll be done here pretty soon.
All right, brother. It was good
That's it.
talking to you.
Absolutely, dude. Thank you for doing it. And we'll do it again here real soon. You guys all trade safe. Have a good weekend. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Okay.
Have a good weekend, guys. Thank you. Later, bro.
See ya.